2 airstrikes were conducted overnight in Rafah, Gaza. At least 15 people have been killed in this attack. Take a look at this report.
At least 15 people were killed in 2 separate airstrikes in Gaza's Rafah. The attack follows a warning from the United Nations that the city may be a new focus of Israel's campaign against Hamas in Gaza.
صار الساعة 12 وثلث فاهم علي نزل صاروخ على البيت ما عرفناش بالبيت ولا مش بالبيت فاهم علي إذا طلعنا لقينا بالبيت لقينا عم شهيد مرته التنتين استشهدوا أولاده وبناته بنته نازحة عنده هي وبناتها وابنها.
The first strike hit a residential building in Rafah, killing at least 11 people, including 4 women and 3 children. The second strike hit a house in Jenin refugee camp in Rafah, killing at least 2 men and 2 women.
كنا نايمين في البيت ما صحينا الا على الردم فوق ايش؟ فوق بيتنا مش عارفين احنا وين الضربه كانت بعد شوي عرفنا الضربه لدار حجازي اولادي وزوجتي كانوا نايمين في غرفه النوم عندي 4 اولاد وزوجتي نايمين في غرفه النوم على الطقم وانا نايم في الصاله كل الردم وكل الهذا فوق اولادي ما طلعش منهم الا هذا المستشهد والله سلم لي 3.
The bodies of 15 people have been taken to the main health facility in Rafah. Agency report, Republic TV.
Now, protests have erupted in Argentina after the Congress approved a deregulatory bill. The bill, also called the Omnibus law, is key for self-described libertarian President Javier Milei, who says the law is important to combat inflation. More details in this report.
Clashes broke out between police and protesters in Argentina after a comprehensive deregulatory bill was approved by the Congress.
Un país que va a ser invivible al servicio de los ricos y nosotros nos vamos a encargar en la calle hacer lo que siempre hicimos con esas leyes, derrotarlos en la calle como hicimos con la dictadura, como hicimos en el 2001 que elegimos 5 presidentes en una semana y ahora también vamos a derrotar esta ley.
The bill, called the Omnibus law, is championed by the self-described libertarian President Javier Milei, who asserts that the law is necessary for economic success and combating rampant inflation. The bill will also grant the president authority to create laws across various domains like economics, finance, fiscal and administration. The bill consists of 300 articles and awaits voting in the Senate. Provisions within the legislation propose harsher penalties for street protests that disrupt transportation or public services. It slashes funds allocated to film production and culture, and authorizes public universities to set fees for non-resident foreigners. The bill's passage through the Senate is far from guaranteed, as each of the 300 articles require further debate and voting. Critics have raised concerns about the potential erosion of civil liberties, increased police powers, and the privatization of key public assets. The law has sparked a wave of protests, and its impact on Argentina's future remains uncertain. Agency report, Republic TV.
News wrap from across the globe. 3 people have been injured in a stabbing attack at a railway station in Paris ahead of the upcoming Summer Games. According to Paris police, the attack happened at 8 a.m. and the assailant was swiftly detained. Nearly 2 lakh protesters gathered at the German parliament to denounce far-right extremism. The demonstrations were sparked by revelations of deputation-related discussions among right-wing activists. UN Yemen envoy Hans Grundberg held talks with the Iranian foreign minister in Tehran. The talks come even as Iran-backed militia groups have posed threats to civilians in the Red Sea region. An Iraqi outfit has stated that the recent U.S. airstrikes in Iraq and Syria have failed to meet their objectives. Terror outfit Harakat al-Nujaba has criticized the strikes but stressed on the need to avoid rising regional tensions. A Pakistan court has sentenced former Prime Minister Imran Khan and his wife to 7 years in prison for violating marriage laws. Meanwhile, lawyer Mishal Yousafzai has claimed that the case is politically motivated to sabotage the upcoming elections. The U.S. Supreme Court is set to decide if Republican candidate Donald Trump is eligible to run for the 2024 presidential elections. Trump, who is currently facing criminal charges related to multiple cases, will not be expected to attend this trial. Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe has welcomed the Thai Prime Minister, who is in Colombo for finalizing a mutual free trade agreement. Both leaders are optimistic about enhanced trade and investment opportunities. Pakistan's caretaker Information Minister Murtaza Solanki has reaffirmed the government's commitment to ensuring peaceful and fair elections next week. Solanki said that ample resources available to allow for smooth progress of the upcoming polls on February 8th. A Russian court has ordered the arrest of model activist Nadine Geisler for allegedly making public calls against state security by aiding Ukrainian refugees. Geisler, founder of the Army of Beauties, was detained while attempting to re-enter Russia after leaving last May. Forest fires in central Chile have claimed the lives of at least 19 people and razed over 1,000 homes, with 92 fires currently raging in the central and southern regions. Heightened temperatures this week have prompted urgent efforts to contain the escalating situation. Well, now demonstrators in Bolivia are blocking roadways and asking the government to call for elections to appoint justices for the Supreme Court. The demonstrators are mainly supporters of former President Evo Morales. More details in this report.
A political standoff is escalating in Bolivia after demonstrators remain firm in their demands. The demonstrators insist on maintaining strikes and blockades across the country. They demand that the government agree to hold elections to appoint justices to the Supreme Court.
Es un tanto incómodo que nos quieran echar la culpa, ¿no? Y decir, no, por culpa de los bloqueadores se está perjudicando el Carnaval de Oruro, cuando no es así.
The government, however, has issued a stern demand for the roads to be cleared. The standoff has already led to food scarcity and a significant spike in fuel prices.
Que nuestra reivindicación es justa. Primero, las elecciones judiciales. Después se vendrán lo que se llaman temas políticos y allí también las organizaciones sociales estarán definiendo su postulación a cualquier lado.
The strike was initiated by farmers supporting Morales, who protested against the extension of the judge's functions. Efforts to reach a consensus is being hindered by a lack of agreement between the groups supporting Morales and the current president.
Perjudica al pueblo, ¿no? Yo, decir, como soy boliviano, reclamo, ¿no? Él me reclama de una vez que se dé cuenta de eso, Evo. ¿Qué está haciendo con su gente, no?
Food prices in Bolivia are soaring, making the impact of the blockades very evident. President Luis Arce's government is working to mitigate the crisis. And the government is also increasing fuel imports to meet rising demands. Agency report, Republic TV.